Welcome, brothers and sisters of Light and Dark. Welcome to my live jive TikTok. How you been, everybody? So, let's talk about the topic for today. As I said before, I'm your only friendly neighborhood Sexologist. The one and only real, I'll be sure. Try and get as many people off of here until I see one number, okay? I'm not really interested in the majority. I'm not interested in the majority. You don't know me. You're doing a Donald Trump on me. It's, oh, this guy sounds, this guy looks, okay? No, I don't want your kind around watching my videos. So today's topic will be about, before I begin, I want to tell you a little bit about myself before you jump to conclusions. I'm a comedian. I'm actually one of them eccentric, esoteric, cringy type of comedian type guys. You know, I am an indigo child, okay? I do not socialize with social people. And if you want to join my live, you have to subscribe. Live chat is for subscriptions only. But you can write down your so-called question down below. And then we'll go around to go to the flow. All right, let's get on with the topic for today. Today's topic, I will type it in. And today's topic will be about Make America Great Again. Okay, because I saw this video. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to type it here. Make America Great Again. And this is all unscripted, by the way. So I'm really not looking at a piece of paper or anything. I'm just going on at the top of my head. I'm kind of sadistic, so you got to listen carefully. Okay, so Make America Great Again. So every time when people hear that, they think of Donald Trump. And how you been, Stephen Serwin? Okay, I see that you're a casual follower. That's great. But I just wanted you to understand, we haven't talked in my inbox, so I don't know how old you are. I don't know anything about you. I don't want you trying to get into my live chat box, and then next thing you know, you act like a fool. I don't know who you are, okay? Make America Great Again. So I got to explain this to you guys. Great again, okay? So the word is again. So I have to write this in here to make this very clear, okay? There we go. Okay, for black people. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add a little tidbit of information here, for black folk, okay, all right? All right, that's what the topic is for today. I really wanted to talk about what is an indigo, but I say, okay, maybe I could do that too. All right, I might just talk. I'm gonna type that in there. Whatever I type in this inbox here, I'm gonna pin it. Okay, indigo. Okay, indigo. I'm just gonna. What is the indigo? Okay, indigo child. What are they? Yeah, star seeds. Okay. And pretty much that's it. I'm just gonna type those two in there. But really, I really want to pin this to the top. I wish I could pin more stuff to the top. But anyway, we just want to talk about those two things on the side, okay? All right? Other than that, who am I? And right now they're actually looking at they're reviewing my new title of my post of who I am, my about me. So basically you won't see it up there at first, but you can still type down below what you want me to talk about, okay? All right? And so today's topic will be about this. What makes America great for black people is because I saw this video with Candace Owens, who got disrupted by a goon. Okay, you know, most of the time they don't have enough knowledge to actually back up what they say, but Candace Owens always has something back up to what she has to say. But she didn't get a chance to talk, so the Rahu, you know, all the ratchet people, they always got to cut the persons off when they think they're right, and they're really not right. Okay, so other than that, when I heard Killer Mike was actually talking and standing up for Candace Owens, I give kudos to him. Okay, I give kudos to him because he has a bit more knowledge than T.I., and people don't understand why America is great and it will fall. Okay, mainly it's like it will not be great as it was back in the days. The golden era of America, this is off the top of my head now, I used to be a personal care aide, was between the 50s and the 60s. This is the era when the white man was reigning supreme, but blacks were still having problems with slavery issues and colorism and all this other bull crap. racism in them areas, and where blacks can't touch spigots of water and go to certain bathrooms and stuff like that. But let me tell you real clear for you guys to understand why America is going to fall. It is not great as it was because of the discipline. It doesn't matter what color you are. For blacks, it's definitely a better place than to be in Africa, even if they were slaves. I'm being a little sadistic, though. It's always been a great country until you let in people from the outside, okay? Let them invade America. Because we got to work on ourselves first, right? So America will eventually fall when everybody's running around with their heads cut off. So when was America great for black folks? Easy answer. That's easy. They were slaves. They were working. They had opportunities. They had the chance to voice their opinions, even though they were slaves, okay? Even though the Chinese was also slaves, too. And also they had a couple of their own kind as slaveries, okay? They kind of eradicated the Native Americans, okay? But it's the evil deeds. There's evil deeds everywhere. No matter where you go, no one owns the land. You have to conquer and divide. You have to do that by force. You can't do it diplomatically. You have to go by force first. I hope you guys understand that's how we, as beings that need to live in our own spaces. You know, even the Native Americans and African Aboriginals had war with each other. So what the hell, okay, right? So I'm just being sadistic about it. When was America great for blacks? Especially they had the Black Wall Street, which it really wasn't technically a Wall Street. It was just a town, okay? All right? So blacks had the ability to speak. That was a great opportunity for America. Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln allowed the slaves to work hand in hand. That's a great time for blacks. We got to stop looking at the negatives, peoples. It was great for blacks during those times. Because if you was in Africa, think about the conundrum there. And that's why that's the first thing that comes off to my mind. But she didn't speak fast enough. So that's why people look down on Candace Owens, because it's not all about a black thing. I can't stand when people do that. Okay, when you're born in America, it's great because you're born in America, even if you were a slave or not. There are positives of being white, and there's negatives being white. And there's positive being black, and there's negatives being black. There's positive being Asian, and there's negatives being Asian. No matter what race you are, there is negatives and positive. So this is a problem for a lot of people. They can't fathom that it's always great for everybody, even though they go through some hardships because of another race. Who cares about what they did? Don't worry about that. Stop focusing it on, okay, blacks had never had a time. Yes, they did. They created great, ingenious ideas, which were stolen. You know, some of them were stolen, okay? So what? They just wasn't strong enough to hold those ideas for themselves. Thomas Edison said it best. He said, we're not interested in putting all blacks in slavery, okay? I said, at least. See, white people tend to adapt, okay? They adapt. And over time, they start to see the mistakes of the errors of their ways. Okay, the Native American says they're invaders from the planet Mars. Okay, so that's crazy, right? Right? You've seen the movie Avatar, right? So instead of looking at things like, okay, blacks have never had a great opportunity in America, you don't want it to get to the point to where your rights are gone because of foreign lands and foreign powers coming out from outside the country. And Donald Trump representing keeping our borders secure so we can work in for ourselves. That's it. Now, I know he may have a certain way of talking, but you can't be looking at him as a tyrant because of the way he sounds. Because you don't know the man personally. And that's a problem with most people too. I don't like Donald. I said, why do you not like? See, I just stopped talking to him. I just don't talk to people who make biased remarks or bigoted remarks. I said, you don't like him because he can't say grab him by the punani? Come on now. Okay, what did he say? What did he give me some real hardcore evidence of what he said? Now they're trying to indict him because they don't want him to run again. Because he's like the white alpha daddy of America, right? Okay. I'm telling you right now, if whites are losing in their, they're not reproductive, the babies are not being born, America will fall. That's a common sense factor. Jesse Peterson said this year. That's just common sense, okay, right? So let's say we have too much diversity where whites don't even have a voice anymore because they're so focused on the ancestors of what they did. But the ancestors was ruthless as fuck. Just as the so-called, they say, the Moors, okay? You know, the Moors say, you saw the movie called The Black Woman King, right? You saw The Woman King, right? You see how they say that blacks sold us into own slavery. I said, think about that. You might as well just go back to Africa and start thinking about that, right? No, the blacks don't think that way. They get too wrapped up in their euphoric ways, thinking about, oh, blacks can never have whites in slavery, and they did. Okay? Y'all don't know nothing about that? Okay, and I'm just trying to, I'm not even trying to be too articulate about this. I'm just using common sense of what I read on the internet. So you got blacks who are privileged to be in this country, just as whites to be privileged in this country. And luckily for the Native Americans, which are not completely extinct, you know, it's a sad thing. It's just a sad thing. I'm kind of sadistic, yes. I'm also a Satanist. I'm an indigo Satanist. Y'all don't even know what Satanism means. That's the sad thing. Satanism does not mean you worship Satan, even though the name is inside of Satan. Y'all been fooled. Y'all don't know what Satanism means? You think that all Satanists actually drink blood of children? Okay, no. Y'all never heard of stand your ground? Okay. Don't tread on me. Y'all never heard of that? I think y'all need to do some research on that. I don't even need to do that much research. It's all about the ability to freedom of speech, to speak what's on your mind without being crucified. Like if I own this land legally, you're not allowed to come over here and dictate what you want. And that's all it is. There's a flag, a yellow flag with a snake on it. It says don't tread on me. Okay, right? There's plenty other flags too. But don't become delusional, though. Don't become delusional, peoples. You know, sometimes all races have had their own problems in the past. And you know what I read about the Caucasian race? How you been? How you been? Yo, what's going on? What's going on, bro? What's going on? And so I just want you guys, that's when you realize that blacks are very privileged to be in this country. Every race is privileged. To make America great again means to go back into the 1950s, between the 1950s and 60s, where the golden era, where whites was basically, they was following a proper protocol for Christianity. The woman was in the house working, okay, and the men was out there, you know, working outside, okay. And throughout, even before that, even with all of the racism and everything that did occur, understand that capitalism, just the ability to capitalize on different oppositions. That's what the illuminated ones do. They usually take different sectors of different races and portray them so they can make money. Abraham Lincoln did this. Look, it started from Abraham Lincoln, the modern day slave. That's a privilege in itself. And you know what they did to him? They blew his head off. Just like they did it John F. Kennedy. They kill everybody who's just basically trying to make all of the money. Or they'll have an idea that they can use themselves later on. Like, for example, if you create a gas-powered, if you can transform, turn water into gas, you're dead. It's that simple. It's not hard. If you can take water out of the air, you're dead too, because somebody wants that. Somebody want that idea. Somebody want to steal it, right? They want to capitalize. This to be in America it's a corporation. You guys do know that America is a corporation, right? It doesn't sway more towards black or white. It sways more to the ones who have the most money. All right, so let's keep that real clear. You're privileged. When was a time when that America, blacks had the best time in America? Just being here. That's it. Just capitalism. There are ways to go back to Africa, but you ain't gonna want to go there. I'm trying to tell you, I was there. I lived in Ethiopia for like 2 years. I know. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Would you rather be a slave in this country or you rather be a slave in that country? You got to think with that mental mindset, right? Right? Now, what is an indigo child? I sometimes get this message, and then I see people talk about indigo children. But I said before, indigo children do not socialize. They do not socialize with ordinary people. They don't hang around them because they can sense their energy. There's too much power that they have. When I say power, I'm not talking about a pseudo magic. I'm talking about deductive reasoning, the inner voices. Okay, that schizo's kicking. It's kicking, licking. You could say a little Asperger's, a little bit autism. Sometimes there's a little bit of misunderstanding of how the person feels. There's a lot of traumatization. There's also some kind of delusion in the sense that you don't believe because you didn't really get a chance to know that person. That's all it is, okay? You're not a sinner. You're God in yourself. Okay, you teach other people that you're God. You're more agnostic. You're not going to be atheist, and you're not going to be a theist. You're going to be open-minded, but you're not going to say something's a fact, and you ain't see no evidence for it. I'm like, hey, I don't know if God exists, but I say, hypothetically, he may exist on that tree over there, okay? God may be existing in that goddamn fan. Okay, but I know for sure that Santa Claus may not exist, but people talk about old Saint Nick, right? Okay, so maybe he did exist. Maybe he did have magical abilities. It could just be a story. Maybe he exists in another dimension. See? We're talking about hypothetically here. When I say in fact now, I don't know if none of these things exist. I do not see these things, and I'm not saying they do exist. I'm saying they probably exist. The key word is when you're agnostic, you're saying probably they exist hypothetically in this dimension, time, space, and realm. Maybe they exist now, but somewhere in another way that we can't see with our eyes. Yeah. But other than that, that's all I really got to say, guys, because I've been talking for 16 minutes, okay? And as I said before, I tried to tell you guys to focus more energy from within. Okay, instead of without. Okay, stop going outside yourself to find the answers. Sit there and do some meditation within yourself. I cannot go live with you, live video chat, unless you subscribe. I repeat, I get trolls, man. I get trolls because I'm a therapist. I don't have time for it. I'm a comedian at sometimes, but I don't try to be a comedian at all times. Okay, I'm more of a serious dude. I'm a serious guy. I do not play in games. If you can't join the Patreon, you can't join my subscription, then you're too broke to get the real information. I am not a Kevin Samuels, okay? Even though I taught him what he knew, okay, right? But I told you before, rest in peace, so I'll give you an idea, and you'll fly with it. And then something will happen. Something magical. It seems weird, though. When I hang around people, they get blessings. They get strange blessings, but they never come back to me and say, hey, because of you, I did this. I had a few people did come back to me and say, hey, you helped me get to Ethiopia, okay? And I said, yo, I really dig you. I dig your stuff, and I appreciate it. So they won't get cursed. That's blessing. That's cool. You take my idea, you say, okay, I did it myself. No, you took the idea, but you don't understand. It's a blessing, but also a curse in disguise. So don't take someone's idea and just say, I'm the one who created this. No. A lot of stuff that I learned when I was like 16, I learned from Pimps. And I talked to some Italians, even though as dangerous as they were back in the 80s. I know they don't like Negroes. They can be very racist, man. And you ever heard of the term when they say, let the niggas do it, okay? That's them, because they're smart, okay? I said, let them fuck up everything. So we can collect whatever's just left over, okay, because you know how it works. But America is always great for everyone until you let the gates down. You let the dogs out, okay? You let everything open. You just let everybody do what they want to do. Okay, you know how the back page got pulled down because they started realizing that there was some illegal trades being done behind the scenes. And then we got the dark web, okay, which is still up. It's still being investigated, but you understand that if you're in the dark web, okay, you're going to get caught. Okay, you're doing something big, you're going to get caught. They tracking everything. They're not stupid, okay? They got shit. They got the big brother in the sky. They're going to catch you. They say that 25% of the world's population is in America's jail cells because of all of the materialism. Because they can't keep their hands off of the money. Okay? They can't keep their hands off the money. People want to work till they're dead in the ground, okay? Life is not about working. It's not about being a slave. It's not about being a slave, okay? Our people is like, you want to work so hard, and it's It's really live free or die trying. That's the answer. Is live free or die trying. Because if you can't live in nature at peace, you're always going to be disturbed. To be at peace, to have your peace. Once I lose my peace, I get rid of things. I just throw it away. But I'm not disturbed. But anyway, it's okay. So I tell you all the time, no live unless you subscribe. I tend to get a lot of children hitting me up because I'm always attracted to the children and the dogs and the animals. Don't take my word for it. The kids are just drawn to me, and the animals is drawn to me. Drawn to me. How you been? How you been, cousin? How you been? How you be? What's going on? What's on your mind? You still driving the truckers? I was thinking about doing trucking back in the days, though, but I was like, nah, I can't sit down that long. When the sun is out, I got to play my basketball. I got to keep physically aerobic. My cardio has to be up. I cannot play around with my health. You know, I still have sexual energy and tendencies. I need to move around. Okay, sitting in the truck. Yes, I'm doing fine. I'm actually driving. Oh, so okay. Just be careful. Just be careful. Make sure you got your cameras in your vehicle, man. And make sure you check your tires. Because Uncle Al did that. I remember my uncle did that. You know, Uncle Al was driving the trucks. He always tried to get me into it. You'll be rich. You get your own little house and stuff like that. Everything is legit when you're driving truckers. But I can't be on the road that long. I got to stay local. I cannot do long distance. I know you make more money. But I know you're making tons of money if you're doing long distance, right? Right? Yeah. So you driving trucks, you be sitting on your butt too long, okay? Let me see. I remember it's because of him that I'm doing it. Oh, okay. See, I was like, hey, he was telling me that you get this, you get that. And I was like, yo, this is pretty good. And then I was like, no, there's negatives to it. Do you like sports? Do you like going outside? Do you like gaming? You can't do none of those things. You're on the road. I think you're on the road for like every day. Like if there's 24 hours in a day, you on the road like for like 16 or something. Then you get breaks. Okay, they pay you well. But then I heard there was a movement going on in which they're trying to strike down certain truckers that get these illegal licenses or something like that. You know, you go to these schools, right? And some of these schools are not given the right appropriate degrees, the CDLs. I forgot what it's called. Some kind of movement that was going on, taking people off the road because 14 hours. Oh, I was close. I said 16 hours. Okay, I said, Jesus Christ, not every day. How long? Is it like from Monday through Friday? 14 hours a day? You know what I would say about that is that as long as you're doing your taxes, okay, you'll be rich later on, okay? Because I believe everybody should stop working by the age of 50, okay? And that's the government regulated time, okay? Yeah. So I think that as long as you, like in the blizzard or something like that, I was wondering if you get paid, if you get stuck in the blizzard. I saw trucks on the highway driving like they were on sleds. And they were like, slow down, truck down. It was freezing through the snow. And I'm like, damn, aren't you supposed to slow down when it's like snowy or icy? I think some truck drivers don't care. Okay. So other than that, I was thinking about doing it, but I said, nah. I actually tried to get into the military too, with like my Uncle Rob. As I joined the military, I tried to, maybe it was me, I'm dumb or something. I failed that test. They say it's not about how smart you are on the test. It's how fast you can do the calculations or something like that. And then I was like, oh, no. I failed it twice, and I said, I wanted to join the military, the U.S. military. I really did, okay? Because I'm a morning person. When I want to make that money, okay? Like 4 a.m, okay? I really don't like getting up in the morning. But if you got to work out, okay, it's different. So I'm very careful. I do not drive in really bad weather. Yeah, see, I'll be on the highway. I'll be right on the side. I'm stopped. I even talk to the company. I say, hey, you want to get in an accident here? Okay, and they'll be like, oh, no, you can do what you want. Park on the side until it stops. I'm like, yeah, that's the most appropriate thing to do. Do not ride if you cannot. If you are slide. If you are sliding, nope, there's no riding. Because I got a front wheel drive. And I just got my tires checked. And I really Felt I made a mistake by getting the vehicle, but I guess I didn't because the tires, and I had weight in my car. Next thing you know, I was driving up and down these hills because in Pennsylvania it's hilly. Yep, you got to park on the side, man. When you driving them tractor trailers, man, you ain't gonna have no time to stop at all on no snow. Okay. But other than that, let me see how long I've been talking. I've been talking for 25 minutes. And as I said before, I want to do so many. I wanted to do so many things, but society keeps me from. I blame myself for everything, right? But they said no, so I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna keep it simple. Then I'm just not gonna do it again because they make it harder. I don't want to do it again. Because now these days they're making things more simplified. Now they trying to use layman's terms so people can understand. I don't know why they use so much technical babble. When you write, then you fill out your piece of paper and you got contracts to fill out. Just put it in layman's terms. So much manipulation is going on that people don't want to work. Now they're bringing in the robots now. The robots are coming now. You hear this, Ruby? Okay. The robots is going to put everybody out of business. They got a new truck for Elon Musk. Okay, y'all heard about the new truck? That the brakes won't fail or something like that? You going to drive those trucks? Those trucks are sexy. Those trucks are so sexy. When I think about those trucks that I saw that Elon Musk brung out, I was like, damn. I can imagine thinking about all of the men who are lonely and they're going to get themselves a sexy woman, okay, right? You still never have to worry about some riffraff back talking and stuff like that. They'll turn her off and on at the right time. Kind of like how a lot of women use dildos and strap-ons or the butterflies, okay? And I was like, yo, I saw this. You know what I saw on the fucking internet? Don't get me wrong, man. I was like, women have so many contraptions up in their little pouch, okay? I was like, yo, look up the butterfly. You can literally walk. I don't know. I don't think you can do that shit, though, but how you gonna walk and be pleased at the same time? You got a little buzzer inside your little poo nanny and shit, and you walking around. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. And then I'll be wondering why women are they're so tight on compartmentalizing every man they be with. They don't need them sexually no more. I could imagine this is a woman sitting in the truck, okay? And she don't need me. She don't need me at all because she got the butterfly. She push a button and zzz, she can just sit there and stare at you and look at you all day long. Okay? She don't care what the fuck you saying. I could never do nothing like that. So many things that women have. But men have a right to build those machines. Okay? We talk about another topic, and that's another topic for another day. But Jesus Christ, so many contraptions I didn't even know about. They got butt plugs that vibrate and gyrate, okay? They got things that go up in your coochie and up into your booty. And I'm like, now I understand how women can control their sexual needs to be with any man. They say you don't need a man. That's the correct. Oh my goodness. And then on top of that, people adopt, okay? You get money for that. Okay? But you can't really have no effect. You can't have no felons, okay? No records on you. To have no, you can't adopt any children or nothing like that. That's why it's better to travel overseas, guys. See, they don't have those contraptions over there. Oh my goodness, guys. But since I know you, you can join my live if you want, okay? Ruby. Let me see, okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, okay. You could join my live. Let me see if I can invite. I can invite you. Oh, you're driving. Okay. Yeah, you see, you can't get on. So. Yep. How you been, cuz?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. How's everything going?
Oh, it's going all right. Just on the road.
Man, did you get your house yet? Are you rich?
No, not yet. Uh-uh.
So,
I started
look,
this. I started it too early with kids.
yeah, yeah, the kids can actually make you a little bit rich. They bring in money, don't they?
What kids? Not mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Well, we started
that
this,
kind
when they was, teenagers, still in middle school. So still gotta
of.
try and be there for them. So those people that be making all that money, they be gone. They be over the road. We get to come home. I wasn't even over the road. I just went over the road maybe 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that because when you have kids and you bring them into the United States, you get money for that. You get cash and you get SNAP benefits. Okay, and the Commonwealth, you know. But other than that, I
Well, I
got.
don't I don't live in the Commonwealth anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little different. I live in Ohio, outside of Cleveland now. And
Oh, you
it's
live out there
it's a
now.
lot
What happened?
different.
What happened to you and your boy toy? What happened?
My husband, I guess
Is
you
he
could
your
say
husband
little
or
toy.
ex-husband?
He's still my husband.
Okay.
And no, we still together. We just stopped team driving. We were team driving for like a year, and we just stopped team driving.
Hmm. So how much
The
money do you?
benefits just weren't that great, to team drive. The best way to team drive is if you're like, for owner operators. That's where you
Hmm.
make the most money at.
Oh, is it complex to start up?
Not at all. Not at all. Well, we were
Hmm.
under a company, so when you're under a company, there ain't much to it. You just you just driving. But when you're fully the owner, you own your own truck and stuff, and you're just under your own, what they call authority, your own authority, then everything is on you. And we hadn't
Hmm.
even got to that point yet.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
But
So,
we will as soon as the boys, it's the last two, and this their last year of high school. So in a couple months, well, we'll see what's going on with the economy, with the industry before we jump back into it.
you hear about the news of what they did to Trump, man? They trying to cancel that dude. You hear this? What's going on?
Hmm. Hmm.
What do you
Yes,
think
I
is
did.
happening?
Somebody needs a fall guy.
Hmm.
Somebody needs a fall guy. Now, let me just say, I'm no Trump fan, not in the least little bit.
Hmm.
But I think it's the whole little. I did not care for none of this. Who he was cheating with? That's so stupid. Like, this is
Yeah.
what y'all are going after, payments to the porn star. It's stupid. Now the other stuff, that's a bit serious. Um,
Hmm.
but the porn star stuff is just stupid. Y'all catching this man on some things that practically every member of Congress has done, and it is
Yes.
sad. They need a
Yes.
fall guy.
I don't know
I
why
mean, that's the
Obama
long
ain't
and
trying to
short of it.
save him. I don't know why Obama is not speaking up for Trump. You know he's part of the white supremacist organization.
So I hear. I mean,
You know he ain't no
I'm shocked
racist. He
about
helped
every
blacks.
damn
You know
thing,
Donald Trump
man.
has helped blacks so many times, but people ignore that side of him. They ignore it. Okay, I'm a Trump fan. I've been a Trump fan ever since he said, "Grab him by the punani." Okay,
Oh no.
and then I was like, "Yo, did he just
Just yet
speak
another
out?"
thing that I did not care about. I mean, it's sexist. However, it wasn't something that just made me be like, nah, I'm not. That's not what made me not vote for him. That's not it. Like, that just wasn't it. Like, fucking media, excuse my French, but the goddamn media is just ridiculous the way they go about stuff. It's horrible. So I don't even watch actual news anymore, cable news. I don't even watch it anymore.
The one thing I just don't like is that how people
I don't
become
know if you
biased. I
remember
said,
when I lived. Well,
that,
yeah, that's one of the ways that people do become biased, watching freaking media, cable news media.
and then you got to understand that his whole purpose. I know he was speaking out frankly, okay, and he's a comedian in a sense. He's a television mogul, okay, but his whole goal was to protect America's interests. That's it, okay. And some people will label it as white interests, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's about America's interests. All of the people, no matter what color you are, you know, people don't understand how privileged every race is just to be in this country, regardless of its background. I was talking about earlier of how blacks were very privileged in America is great until it happens. You already know that people are running around with their heads cut off. They believe in themselves as women instead of men, and men instead of women. Okay, so that you don't want that to happen. That's not America. America is not really about perversion. Okay, when it gets too far into perversion, that's not going to be America no more. And no, and what's going to happen is that, if all of the borders are open, all your benefits will be taken away. All of your benefits, all your abilities to do what was American will be common sensely taken away because you're focusing more on the outside of the country rather than inside the country. Now, people like what I saw that video with Candace Owens. She was being, she is being stopped by speaking her mind. Okay, and that's not good. That's not good. She's a part of the academia group. Okay,
I
and then
don't
you got other.
know. She said a
Huh?
lot of dangerous shit, so I'm not okay with a lot of stuff that she says either. And I ain't saying that there ain't been some things that I haven't like. There's some things I have agreed with her about. Now I can't. Don't ask me to recall anything, but I have shaken my head a couple times, like, okay, Candace, okay, But there's a lot. She say a lot of dangerous shit, and I just don't subscribe to that little girl. That's my
Well,
opinion
her
on her.
uncle, if you got to think about why she thinks that way. And yeah, somebody said, any thoughts on the big Floyd? Like I said before, criminals I do not respect. I don't care what it was. That's his karma. I don't think he did that intentionally. Okay, he was in drugs use. Okay, it's real easy to understand. If you checked his background versus a black sheriff who basically should have got publicity in TV, that was wrong. So if you got a criminal getting more publicity on TV. It's the media moguls who's controlling it. Who's controlling the
Right.
media? That's what it comes down to. So if you really want to think like, okay, why would someone put an infamous person on TV rather than a person who needs the attention? You got to talk to the people who are in charge. Okay, that's why I say how it works. Okay, but other than that, that's what I gotta say about Big Floyd, though. But America have had a bad history. When you're in America, regardless of what race has had what race under slavery, the purpose of America is freedom of speech and capitalism. It's a corporation. That's it. It's a corporation.
Mhm.
And I could understand that some people say, "Oh, when was there a time?" See, like she was about to speak it, she was about to get the answer, but she didn't get a chance to speak because people who think they're right, they always cut off a person with their emotions. Okay, and I was trying, like Killer Mike, she defended her well. Okay,
Mm-mm.
after
No,
the
I
occasion,
watched that.
yeah, Killer Mike was
I
is a
watched
very
that,
astute.
and she
He's a very
did have a
powerful.
chance to speak.
Yeah, and but
Sh
Ti kept cutting
Okay,
her
but
off, and that
Candace
was rude.
did have a
Okay.
chance to speak.
Yeah, but the thing is that when it
Because
comes,
she wasn't answering the question. She wasn't.
no, she wasn't answering the question fast
She
enough.
wasn't
Okay, for
answering the
him,
question.
she was getting to the point. You
Okay,
got to
but
say,
it was a very specific question. It was not a question of an explanation. It was a specific question. And if you can't answer a specific question and you going to go give a runaround, you stolen.
yeah,
For
yeah. As
what
a matter of
reason?
fact, and this is
Answer the
I agree with
question.
you. I agree with you to a point there, but I think what she should have did, because I know people are emotional about it. They're really biased and they're very emotional about it. I think what she should have said is yes. Now let me explain why. I feel you always just say that with emotional people. Emotional people don't want to hear anything else. They just want to hear an immediate answer. I can understand what you're feeling, okay, what you're feeling, but she likes to explain herself. She's a very
Well,
pathological.
that's not
Yeah,
the answer to that question though. The
but she
question
tried to answer it.
was,
She tried to answer it the long way.
when was America great for black people? And she started to talk circles. Answer the question, because that is a question that really should be answered. It
Yeah,
should
and
be.
I felt that she should have said yes first, and then explained her answer rather than just go around, to get to this conclusion. Because she would have came to the conclusion, but most people don't.
Yeah,
They
but
don't have
there's
the
actually
ear for it.
not a conclusion. It's a period in time, and it's a question that she couldn't answer. Now,
Well, she did
for
answer it.
opinion, my opinion is, for somebody, I'm gonna say, because she's in our age group, a little younger perhaps, but she wasn't around for whatever period it may have been, and so you don't know when America was great for black people. Say that.
There was many times when America's
Then
great for
to
black
talk
folks.
around,
I just felt
there
that
was a time. There
yeah, there
was.
was a time when there's plenty of times was America was great for blacks and Asians and everybody else. But the problem was that I felt she should have answered immediately
They
because there
were
was a
all
stigma.
very short lived, but they were all very short lived because of
Yeah,
racism.
yeah, yep. That's exactly right. But the thing is that she just like to go around the bush, and I feel that I keep telling her I can't get in touch with her. I don't know how to get in touch. I feel that every person who wants to explain themselves just say the answer yes, and go backwards from there. Like get to the point. Don't try to
Yeah, yeah.
go around and explain. I know you're trying to make a pathological reasoning for it, but don't do that because when people are emotional, they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear yes or no. Okay, like when I talk to people, I say that did you do this or do that? All I want to hear is a yes or a no, and that's what people should start doing, and then going backwards from there. And
Hmm.
I feel that was her negative. Because Killer Mike, he basically was like real astute about it. He was like, yo, you gonna listen to me, and everybody started listening to him because he's Killer Mike, and so he really put it down. He said, listen, then he had to tell people to wait. Okay, so other than that, what he was saying is trying to explain the same thing she was trying to explain, but he has some more authority. He has more power to actually tell him to wait. Okay, be patient. Okay, because the emotion is strong when you ask that certain type of question. Okay, but other than that, I
Yeah.
enjoyed talking to you. I enjoyed talking to you, cuz you should join
Yeah, too.
my stream more. Okay, because I like to talk about various different topics, but I don't want to talk too much because
Okay.
I've been talking for like 42 minutes. My business when I do on this TikTok here, I try to be kind of
Hmm.
abstract and esoteric. Okay, I try to talk about things that most people are not talking about, but I also try to put my little spin on it. You see,
Hmm.
because my daughters is going to be coming in. Okay, they're going to be talking about their
Right.
young minded opinions because I want them to learn how society is. Because I'm antisocial and I'm also introverted. I don't really socialize with people
Uh,
outside. Sometimes we go to the park.
you're talking to somebody that knows you.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. You know what happened to I'm gonna tell you a little brief story. What happened to my ex-wife? Okay, did you know what happened?
No, just I know
He did.
y'all not together, and that's all I know.
Yeah, she went crazy, man. I thought a virgin would be like more loyal psychologically, like because she came from Africa. Okay, right? No,
Hmm.
I thought everything is hanky dinky over there in Ethiopia for 2 years. So I said I didn't want to come back to America, but I would have got in trouble. Though. I would have been. You cannot have a dual citizenship in another country. You know you can't do that, right? And if you
For the
overstay, you're
U.S.
welcome. Yeah, you can't. If you
Hmm.
overstay your welcome, and you don't have that plane ticket, you go straight to court. You go straight to court. Your plane ticket is canceled. Everything is dropped. And really, in
Hmm.
reality, when I was over there in Ethiopia with my videos, because I got backup to the back of what I'm saying, as I thought I could stay there forever, but I was always outside playing soccer, and they even had a basketball court out there in Ethiopia, man. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of kids who love basketball, but it wasn't like really popular. They played soccer and football out there.
Hmm.
Okay. But other than that, she ended up being corrupted. Okay. I thought it would like she would just be focused on me getting her sister because I'm more of a polygynous type of person. Okay, so I believe in multiple wives, multiple children, because I don't want you having
Yes,
my
we
12
talked about
children.
that a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, I don't want you just to have all 12. I want to have a big family, right? Because I'm the king,
Right.
right? So
Mhm.
he's like, relationships tend to last longer if you're in a polygynous relationship. This is what the Africans do back in their cultures, back in their countries. But the colonizers said, no, that's the secret. We don't want you doing that. So that's why that religion and stuff was spreading and making belief systems and telling you you should know you mess with one monogamous woman at a time and all this other stuff. And this is bogus because you can't expand your territory if you just do a monogamous relationship. You can't. You can't do it that much. My mom has
Okay.
7 kids. My mom has seven
Mhm.
kids. But think about it. We're all 7 kids with by different men.
Mhm.
And the thing is that when you have what lots of women do in polyandry, that's what it is. The opposite of polygyny is polyandry, and so you got women moving around all the place. But other than that, my ex-wife has been corrupted, so now she got to pay me child support, and a long story short, I did try to tell her we needed to go back to Ethiopia to pick her sister up because she had made an agreement with me, right? And I was supposed to get her sister. Her sister liked me, okay? And I was like, I wanted some black baby boys. Okay.
Okay.
But it didn't work because she changed her mind. Okay. And
Oh.
then she was like, no, no, I'm going to do what I want to do. She got her U.S. citizenship on her own, though. Okay. She got it on her own. But now,
Where's she at?
yeah, she over at the same place. I allowed her to
Okay.
stay there. See, I have the power to remove the rug between her feet. But, even though she's done a lot of evil to me, I kind of like warned her, but I'm giving her this last year, so I'm trying my best to like help her to get a job. You know what she did? She literally quit her job because she felt she don't have to work. She has this in her head that the rental place is her place.
Like
And
owned?
yeah, own.
Oh, wow.
And I try to say it's not your place, and they're not going to keep giving you money, so you can just feed off the system. They're not. They're going to cut it off. I got primary custody of my daughters, right?
Yeah,
And
you
so
did
I'm
tell me
like,
that.
and I kept trying to tell her, I don't know what's going on through her head, so I don't know who she should be talking to, right? Okay,
Uh,
but that's what's going on right now. Okay, see, this is her last year because she owes. She already paid the child support because her last year taxes, right? Okay, so this year is going to be paid for her child support, payments, and then next thing I got my daughters rent me right now. One of them just get up, say hello, Tazza,
Hi, little cousin.
Tazza, say hello. They don't like sitting in there. They don't like sleeping in their own room. I said, go to in your room. Get out of my room. Have that
Oh,
ever
I've
happened to you?
seen that before.
They don't want to go in their own room. I said, you got everything in your room. Don't come in my room. They'll start to cry. Oh man.
Now, are you still down there in PA?
Yeah, I'm still in Washington, PA, but I moved to my own place. When she called the false PFA on me, right? She called a
Okay.
false PFA after she pulled the knife on me. That's some drama, man. Some drama. She pulled the knife on me because I
That,
tried to take the phone because she
that
wasn't
that
doing
is
her
drama.
duties. Yeah, and she called the police on me after she tried
Oh
to
my
pull a knife
goodness.
on me, and I deflected the knife. And then she called the police on me
Oh
2 days
boy.
later. 2 days later, she called the police,
Two
and then I'm like,
days later.
yeah. 2 days later, I said after the incident occurred, I'm like, what is these people coming to my door for? And then the police was like shocked that she came from Ethiopia and all that, and it was like, yo, it's like she came from. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, how you been? No
She
man,
talking to
yo.
somebody.
Yeah, somebody must have enticed her. I said that no matter who she talks to, it's a losing down here scope because you have to work in order to be linked to me. And if you even if you meet another man, it's not going to work because I will not allow no one to be my daughters. I will not allow it. No man is around
I
my daughters.
understand.
Okay, so I'm like,
I totally get that.
pick that up. Okay, and so she got kind of bold. And so whoever's telling her that, I said they're going to all lose because I have magical abilities too. She saw my magical ability. I don't know what she was ignoring them. She saw a whole bunch of crazy stuff happen in Ethiopia. I didn't really want to leave Ethiopia. I really didn't want. I really didn't. But the Holy Spirit told me to leave Ethiopia, right? Because there was war coming. And I said, I don't believe that.
Man,
I tried to
and
lose my
luckily you
passport, and guess what
did.
happened? I tried to lose my passport.
You
Yeah.
tried to
I-
lose it.
yeah. But they told me you could go to jail. They said, you want to go to jail? I said, no.
Yikes.
I love Ethiopia,
Or you
man.
want to go home? You want to go to jail? You want to go home?
It's that was that simple. You overstayed your welcome because they took my ticket to go back. Okay, and that's where started going downhill from there. It was like, yo, you got to get this refreshed. You got to get it renewed because I thought my passport expired, and then it was like, yo, you can go to jail for this. Be careful. All I had to do is pay a fine. I just had to pay 1,800 birr. But other than that, everything is cool now. She got her little place over there. I'm trying to keep her from the streets where she belongs. I think
Oh, don't you
somebody
dare.
possessed her. Huh?
Oh boy. Oh my goodness.
I don't want her to be in the streets.
I'm glad you're down. She should not. You should definitely not want her in the street. Oh
No,
man. Wish I
I
could have
lived in
talked
my
to my cousin.
yeah. I lived in my vehicle for like 1 month before she realized she made a mistake. When
Oh,
she called that, when they call PFA on you, you are removed from the premises immediately. Okay, it doesn't matter due process. You literally don't know what's going on, so they remove you. If you get any letters, you got to get all them letters transferred to a PO box. Because I didn't know no better. I didn't know how that system worked, right? So what happened is that
right.
there was no due process, and they just basically told me, since you didn't follow this, you got 3 years. They didn't want me back in that my own apartment that I got and rented for 3 years. And I'm like, holy crap, is it that simple? Now I have the knowledge now. She gave me, how you suffer something
Oh,
and you
you do.
learn how to, I adapted that knowledge. I could use her.
Yeah.
Everything she did to me, I could
Yeah,
reverse
that
it.
shit woke you up real quick.
And how simple is it for a woman that's just to lie on a man, right? Even though she hasn't been hit, okay?
Yeah.
And then she has go to the court, and the courts help her because she's crying.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, when I got there, standing in front of the judge, I'm like, yo, what about the evidence? I thought it was completely about no, it's hearsay. It's nothing but hearsay. And I was like, the police was called because of just hearsay. And there was no defense. There was
Uh-huh.
nothing. There was nothing I can do. My daughters was crying for me and everything. The rats was coming upstairs on the second floor. I had to
There's
get rid of the
a
rats.
lot of women. There's a lot of women that do that shit all the time. I don't like that. You
That's
know, when there's people
crazy.
going through real situations that need that type of help, and you get people out here to just abuse it, and and you tricking people and guys into jail, basically. And it's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I teach guys how to protect themselves, but my Holy Spirit told me when the chief of police came there, he said that she's going to claim to say you did this, and he said he recommended me to file a PFA. I didn't know what that was. So I said, no. The Holy Spirit said, do not do this. Do not file the PFA before she does. Because if I suffer in any kind of way, I get blessing. That's just how it is. That's just kind of sad.
Okay.
That's just how it works. So when the police was called, I lived in my van for like a whole month. This is during the pandemic.
Mm.
November 2019 is when the COVID occurred. Yep.
Mhm.
Everybody
Mhm.
started to suffer. Everybody was getting ejected. Everybody was like going through this. I was like, did I do this? Did I do that? I don't know. Okay. It keeps happening. So I'm in the
Yeah.
streets and in my van, but I had a nice place to stay. I had shelter in my van. I didn't even want to go to the shelter. I just stayed in my van. It was kind of cold. It was snowing, but eventually everything came back to normal and stuff. But she started acting up a little bit more though. She tried to cheat too. She literally tried to cheat. and she tried to. I think she was just being taught to do those bad things. And I said, "What can I do?" I said, I have to give her some chance. I'm trying to be like Jesus, I'm trying to give her a chance. I am kind, like a Xerxes in 300. Okay,
Okay.
I am kind. I'm being patient. Okay, I'm trying my best. And then she quits her job that I got her. She quit the job
Wow.
that I got her after the 8 years. She's been at that job for 8 years, and she quit it.
You can only give people enough rope to hang themselves, because
Yeah.
eventually,
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what's going on with you? Anything new? Let me see how many more minutes I got. Okay, 5 more minutes. Yeah, 5 more minutes.
so I mean, I ain't doing nothing new. Just going through the motions. I got disrespectful stepchildren, and I'm just buying my time right now. I don't be home. I be on the road, so I don't have to deal too much.
How they disrespecting you? I thought you was strict.
Well, I don't be home,
Oh,
and there's this whole there's this whole power play for attention between me and his kids for him,
oh, they're
and
not all yours. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They're not all
And
yours. Okay.
then he's in the damn motorcycle club, and that doesn't help. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
But we still maintaining for the most part. But I'm actually about to move out of the house that I'm in. If we were supposed to buy a house together, and I decided against it financially, he not ready. So no, I won't.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be making bad decisions like that. There's
yeah,
enough
and that's
bad
that's
decisions
that's what I try
happening
to
right
I try
now.
to tell people: don't buy houses. You don't need to buy no giant houses, guys. I keep telling you guys, don't buy giant houses. He's your husband is like a giant, man. He could be in a wrestling. Oh my God, man, he's a giant again. Yeah, but I'm glad you're
Yeah.
still together and stuff. Yep.
Yeah,
Other than that,
I worked up trying to teach him. He learned things. I learned things from him. He learned things from me, but he got a long way to go.
mm-hmm. It was nice talking to you. I'm gonna be getting on out here myself. Gotta feed my daughter now. She's up now, looking at me like, "When am I gonna feed me?" I say, "I'm coming away."
Yeah, go on and feed my little cousin. She hungry. Oh, I'm a grandma now.
Oh, congratulations! Oh yeah, contact me in my
So
inbox so I can give you my my address.
have
Okay.
a grandbaby.
Mm-hmm. Send me the pictures in my
Okay.
Facebook. You got my Facebook, right?
Yeah,
Hello.
I do.
Okay. Thanks for
Yeah, send them
liking
to you
the
on
the
Messenger.
live. Thank you for liking the lives. Okay.
I
Arba
didn't like the
Arba
live.
Rockwell and Crispy Chew. How you
I
been?
just clicked
We
on
long
and
lost cousins. I don't know. We gotta communicate with one another. You can subscribe or you can communicate with me in my inbox. Okay. And we're long lost twins. I need to find my other kindred spirit. Okay. You want to call them? Okay. But I'm gonna have to get off out of here because I don't want my videos to be too long. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Nice meeting you.
talk to you later.
Peace.
Love you. Peace.
You too. Peace.